No, Colleen's done one. Brenda's in the middle of doing one. Janet's done a few. I am talking about writing an autobiography, and they're about to be in good company, of course, because Prince Harry's announced that he is also working on a tell-all book, sharing the mistakes and lessons learned during his life so far as the man he's become, not the prince he was born. So, will you be getting your hands on a copy when it comes out, Colleen?
Well, sadly, I have to say, yes, I will, because I am that nosy and I want to know. And I will. I know I will. However, if I was a friend or a relative, I've got to be honest, I'd say, not now, Harry, not now.
Why not?
Wait. I think it's too soon with everything else that's gone on. I definitely don't think he should be thinking about things with his grandmother, our queen, being the age she is, and being hurt by so many things recently that have been said and done. His dad and Camilla, I just think he is going to open a massive can of worms that may not ever be able to be fixed.
Brenda?
And but I will buy it.
The worms are already out, so you might as well just put the icing on the cake and just tell all. I mean, I'm going to read it because I just want to know. And
you're a nosy cow like me.
Well, yeah, but you know, it's kind of like, because obviously being a singer-songwriter, that's what you do. You put your things, you put your thoughts out there, and it's just the way he feels. And you know,
but he's
people
loyal.
but people are going to like it. People are going to hate it. That's just the way it's Marmite. You're not going to please everybody, and there's never going to be a good time really for him to come out with.
There could be a better time.
There could be a better time. The better time might be when his father's no longer around. I mean, speaking from my own experience, I wrote a memoir about my mother and why we didn't get on, and I waited until my mum and dad were dead, and even then, you know, there were people in the family that didn't like what I wrote. But I wrote about my mother, and I found it cathartic. I really enjoyed the process. So Harry will benefit from writing everything down. I mean, he can't stop telling us his feelings at the moment, so this is going to be another, you know, encyclopedia of how he feels.
Well, they do advise that in counselling, don't they, that you journal. I think that's the phrase that they use.
Yeah.
It is good to get your feelings out.
Well, it helped me to write about my mother. I mean, it helped me to go back and look at why she was the way she was, to look at her childhood and how she grew up, and I did learn from that. And I think that women have this anxiety, like, how much am I like my mother? And how much of my mother was, you know, negative things about my mother are in me. So from my experience, writing a memoir benefited me, but thank God my mother wasn't around to read it.
Well, I was the same. I found it so cathartic, actually, and it was like private therapy, just writing everything down, every feeling you've ever had, every thought process you've ever had. I loved it, and I thought, this is great, and I was really 100% honest about my opinions and feelings of things. However, what I forgot was, then it goes out in the public domain, and all of a sudden, and of course they pick, you know, if they're going to pick a headline up or they're going to interview you, it's all the negative side of it. It's not all the happy days and lovely times. It's all the negative. And that was hard. And that was the only time where I thought, oh, I don't know.
Did you get people coming back to you?
Yeah, I mean, my dad's sisters didn't talk to me for a long time because of things I'd said about my dad, because to them, he was their hero. And as much as I said in the book, I loved my dad, I also wrote about the times I didn't, when he was drunk or abusive or whatever, but they didn't want to hear it. They didn't speak to me. You know, some people would phone up and go, I'd rather you didn't say that, can you take that bit out? And it's kind of, that's frustrating, because you think, yeah, but it's the truth, you know. But, so there are, and I'm not the Prince of England.
It's interesting,
I just think,
isn't it? What's the difference between, you know, telling your story, telling your truth, and I guess, because, you know, other people will have different perspectives, and washing your dirty linen in public? Where's the line?
I mean, I don't. This whole telling your truth thing, I don't use that word. He's just saying what he's been through, and it's in his own words, from what I can gather.
I guess that's what I mean, because his family may have a different perspective on it.
No, there isn't. There's your version, there's that version, and then there's the truth. But the thing is, you know, I think that he just, hopefully, this will be the last thing that, unless they make a movie of the book.
Well, and also it's going to go on forever, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, the newspaper headlines and then people's comments on that, and people that go, well, that was a line, that... It's going to go on forever, and I'm not saying he shouldn't do it, and it may be cathartic for him. But I think he should just think about when he releases it, because I think there's a lot of... You know, I always think of the Queen and everything, and I think I just don't want her to be hurt at this stage of her life anymore.
But I think it's also his way of... He wants to just show, you know, this is the life that I was born into, but not everybody is suited to that life and not everybody can handle that life, and, you know...
Well, the thing is, we don't know what's going to be in the book. No. You know, I mean, we're assuming they're calling it a tell-all memoir, and, of course, because of what's going on, we're assuming that there's going to be some salacious stuff in it. There may not be, you know, so we can't, you know, presume that.
It'll sell no matter what's in it because of his name. So it's not being sold on literary merit, because I don't know if he even passed English GCSE.
Well, I think he's got a very good ghostwriter on board,
he's going to have an excellent ghostwriter. But I mean, as for memoirs, I mean, I think you have to... you can talk through your... I wonder how close, how up to the present day he's going to go, because myself, I did a second memoir that covered up to 1976. So I talked about starting in journalism, and I thought, well, for me, the merit in telling the story is being a woman in a male environment and talking about how, you know, about the world of work and how it conflicted with my private life and, you know, the choices that I had to make, the bad choices and the mad things that I did that I talk about on this show. And once again, the second volume of my memoirs I really enjoyed, but then I decided, stop. In 1976, when punk came out, because I've still got to work. And if you tell the truth, number one, you'd be sued for libel, and number two, I just wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be sitting on television.
We are looking forward to the third volume.
I can't wait,
Janet. And Brenda, when are we going to see yours?
I'm still working on it. I'm still writing on mine. Mine's going to be a musical, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
And we have little talking, singing...
Yeah. You've got a starring role.
That's worrying me. As a monster in the background.
You have sold it to me already, I tell you.